Hey everybody, so I just read this new article in the Wall Street Journal. It's about artificial intelligence. It's titled The Autocrat's New Toolkit. The next generation of repressive technology will make past efforts to spread propaganda and quash dissent look primitive. It was written by Richard Fontaine and Frederick. And a kind of a summary here. In it they write, China and Russia are positioned to take advantage of the new technology, but it will be available to second-tier tyrannies as well. This technology gives autocrats new ways to spread propaganda. One new key technology is automated micro-targeting. Now, artificial intelligence-driven applications will soon allow authoritarians to analyze patterns in a population's online activity, identify those most susceptible to a particular message, and target them more precisely with propaganda. Online bots controlled by states have already infiltrated social media, but soon it will be impossible to distinguish bots from humans. These bots will be able to denounce anti-regime activists, attack rivals, and amplify messages from the state. Lisa Marie Neudert is a researcher with Oxford's Computational Propaganda Project, and she said the next generation of bots is preparing for an attack. This time around, political bots will leave repetitive automated tasks behind and instead become intelligent. The new advanced bots will collaborate with the other new technological tools to enable dictatorships to spread disinformation, including deep fakes, which are digital forgeries, impossible to distinguish from authentic audio, video, and images. Audio fakeries are now advanced enough to completely fool listeners. Speech synthesis systems require as little as 1 minute of original voice recording to generate authentic audio of the target speaker. Video is already following this trend. New technological advances will enable dictators to conduct advanced surveillance online and in person. Humans are training computers to identify and interpret emotional context within blocks of text using natural language processing. The upcoming advanced natural language processing tools will be more sophisticated as machine learning accelerates. Regimes will be able to assess an individual's trustworthiness, patriotism, and likelihood of dissenting. A statement from the Chinese government said that by 2020, the government hopes to implement a national social credit system that would assign every citizen a rating based on how they behave at work, in public venues, and in their financial dealings. This is next year. It's pretty scary. Local governments across China are already moving in this direction. They're compiling digital records of the behavior patterns of their citizens, and their citizens are then getting penalized for things like jaywalking, breaking family planning rules, and paying bills late. Now these citizens, once they get penalized enough, they can end up on the blacklist. And then they can begin to be shunned by society. They can be paralyzed, not being able to do anything. They are unable to buy high-speed train tickets, obtain government subsidies, purchase real estate, or even the ability to get a job. Beijing's municipal government issued a plan to go in effect in 2021, which states that the capital's blacklisted citizens will be unable to move even a single step. This is in less than 2 years. They're going to have that much control over their citizens. Yoshua Bengio, a computer scientist and preeminent expert of deep learning and artificial intelligence, said, "This is the 1984 Big Brother scenario, and I think it's becoming more and more scary." In the US and China, new chips are supporting neural networks, an algorithmic approach partly inspired by human brain function. China's Ministry of Industry and Information Technology said recently it hopes to mass produce neural network optimized chips by 2020. These chips will enable corrupt regimes to compile information on their citizens' speech and behavior, sort through large sets of data, and then exploit this information to their advantage. Facial recognition has been used by the Department of Homeland Security, San Diego Police Department, and many others to increase the level of security at big events like the Super Bowl. However, this technology will strengthen the ability for corrupt regimes to oppress their citizens. The Chinese police distributed facial recognition glasses last year. Cheaper versions are now being sold in Europe and Africa. These glasses can find criminals, but they can also find human rights activists and pro-democracy protesters. The Zimbabwe government bought a mass facial recognition system from a Chinese artificial intelligence company named CloudWalk Technology. Zimbabwe will send data and millions of its citizens to CloudWalk in China, which will allow it to refine algorithms and perfect the system. Now, there's the issue of smart cities. Smart cities will enable autocratic regimes to combine all kinds of sets of data and use this to tighten their grip on their citizens. China has plans for many, many smart cities. One such city already exists. It's Yinchuan, where commuters can use a positive facial ID to board a bus. Another smart city is Hangzhou, where facial data can be used to buy a meal at KFC. Now keep in mind, this is already in existence. They use their facial data to get on a bus or buy a meal. And again, remember, if they get penalized, they can be put on the blacklist and then they won't be able to get on buses or buy meals. There are many cities, smart cities, in the development stage that will be able to use centralized systems of control across financial, criminal, and government records, drawing on websites, visual imagery, and phone applications and sensors. So, again, there are many good things about technology, but this is kind of disturbing because, as we all know, the Chinese government already represses their citizens, and this is going to even tighten their control even more. And what's to stop that technology from going to every country on Earth? So anyways, that's about that.